Okay, so we're looking at problem 3b from the practice test. Graphing this piecewise function, I want to start with my domain break, which, again, my domain is here. This is where I'm graphing. And these guys here, this stuff, is what I'm going to graph. So what am I graphing and where do I graph it? So my break here is at 0. At 0. So in my mind, I want to graph, or split this graph, excuse me. I want to split this graph on 0. Everything to the left is going to be one equation. Everything to the right is going to be another. So everything on the left, for all the x values that are less than 0, I'm going to graph y equals x. And everything to the right, for all x values that are greater than or equal to 0, so on the right here, I'm going to graph the line y equals 2. So the line y equals x is in the form of mx plus b, where b, my y-intercept, is 0. So I have a point here. My slope is 1 over 1, so I go up 1 to the right 1. But wait a second, I can't graph over there. I cannot go up 1 and over 1 because this is all of the line y equals 2, not the line y equals x. So instead of going up 1 and over 1, the line would look like that, right? So I'm going to go down 1 and to the left 1. So my line is going to go that way. And I can just put a line in there real quick. It starts at the origin. It goes this way. And get my arrow there. Now, I want to graph the line y equals 2 on the right side. So here we go up 1, 2, and here. Oh, that's terrible. I should use the line, huh? The line y equals a number. It's always a horizontal line that crosses the x-axis at that number. Well, here line y equals 2 is then going to be the line that looks like this. And now I need to ask myself, am I open or closed and where? So for the line y equals x, this one here, it's going to be an open circle when it hits the domain break. So this one's going to be open. This one is open. And if x is greater than or equal to 0, it's going to be line y equals 2. So this one is a closed dot. Now, I want to find f of 0. Well, this is f of x. I'm replacing my x value as 0. So do I put it in the top or the bottom? Well, this is strictly less than 0, not equal to. This one's equal to 0. So for f of 0, when x equals 0, my y value is 2. And now I'm plugging in a negative 4. So negative 4, is negative 4 less than 0? Yes, so I want to plug it into the first one. So f of negative 4, I replace x with a negative 4, and I get negative 4. And now for f at 5, I want to replace x with 5. So is 5 less than 0? No. Is 5 greater than or equal to 0? Yes. So I'm going to use this. 2. So it's going to be 2. My y value there is 2. And again, it's very helpful to know that this is what you are graphing, and this is where you graph it. It might be the best thing you're going to do. It also tells us where to plug in our x values. This is where we plug in our x values. This is where we plug in our x values. This is what we plug our x values into. So that's going to be helpful as well. All right, for these problems, we're going to simplify the expression, and we're going to test our laws of exponents. So if you're unfamiliar with the laws of exponents, go back and watch the video on exponents and jot some notes down there that'll tell you all those laws. But before we go anywhere, on these problems, I want to simplify the parentheses first. So I know that x cubed divided by x to the 9th is x to the 3 minus 9, which is x to the negative 6, which puts these, which is 1 over x to the 6th. So to simplify all this, I end up with 4y over to the 6th, and all of that is being squared. Well, 4 squared, that is 16. And y squared is y squared. X to the 6th squared, remember, a power raised to a power, we multiply. So that's going to give us x to the 12th. And this is our answer. Let's try another one here. Ooh, now I have two different sets of parentheses. I have parentheses in the bottom. Well, x squared y times y all raised to the 5th is x to the 10th y to the 5th. So I can rewrite this as 3x squared y to the 7th over, and this is going to give me x to the 10th y to the 5th. Now all of this is being cubed. Again, working our parentheses first, this x squared over x to the 10th, that reduces. So I'm going to have 3, and my x is now going to be x to the 8th in the denominator. Right? 2 minus 10 is negative 8, so it's going to go in the bottom. 7 minus 5 is 2, so I have y squared up here. And I can erase some of that. All of this is being raised to the 3rd power. 3 cubed is 27. Y squared cubed is y to the 6th. And y to the 8th cubed is, or x to the 8th cubed is x to the 24th power. Let's try one more here. Okay, so I have 4x squared y to the negative 2 times x to the 4th times y to the negative 3rd, all of that raised to the negative 2 power. So I don't have any inside parentheses that I could really work with, so I'm going to take this negative 2 and apply it to every exponent here. So I'm going to clean this up as 4x squared. Let's go y to the negative 2. Let's leave that as is for now. Times x to the 4th raised to the negative 2 is x to the negative 8th. Y to the negative 3rd raised to the negative 2 power, is y to the positive 6 power. Now I can combine this and multiply them out. Well, 4 times, well, there's no other number here, so this is an imaginary 1, so 4 times 1 is 4. I've handled my numbers. Now, x squared times x to the negative 8th, well, 2 plus a negative 8 is negative 6, so this is going to go to the bottom as x to the 6th. And negative 2 plus 6 is y to the 4th. All right. So now we have these absolute value functions that we need to graph. With these, what I'm really looking for you guys to be able to pick out of the crowd is, what is my vertex? And here my vertex is negative 1, 3. And what is my amplitude? My amplitude is a negative 2. So I need to go to the point negative 1, 3. So negative 1 and a positive 3. Here's my point. And then I need to apply my amplitude. My amplitude is negative 2 over 1. So I go down 2 units and to the right 1 unit. And again, these absolute value functions make a V, right? A V shape. Well, the beauty of the V shape is the fact that I have this axis of symmetry. So all the points that I graph to the right are definitely going to happen on the left, or vice versa. If I graph a point on the left, it has to be this mirror point on the right. So my mirror point for this guy is right here. It's at 0, 1. And now I can graph my lines. I got that one there. And that one there. All right. So here I want to pick out my vertex. My vertex for this problem. Make sure we separate our data. So my vertex here is going to be the point 2, negative 1. With an amplitude of 2/5. So I go to 2, negative 1, I plot my point, got you there. And then I want to go up 2 and to the right or left 3, or 5 actually. So go up 2 and over 5. And I get my other point in. And I also have my mirror point. That guy over there. And now that I have those in, I should be able to plot my, or draw my line. Got that line there, got my other line there. And now we've got our other graph. So if you have any other questions, come find me before or after school. Before school. That way you can get your questions in before the test tomorrow. Good luck.